What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me okay? Mic check. Appreciate it, Wes. Thank you, Adam. Welcome back, ballers, to another episode on the Balll Don't Lie channel. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Not to be confused with Tuesday night, eye to eye with AJ Rambo and Cody. Looking forward to it as always. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Appreciate those in the chat that let me know that you guys can hear me. So as always, I try to make these particular streams short and sweet and to the point. The news we're going to break down is a couple of days old now at this point. Today we're streaming on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. For those that aren't aware, news broke over the weekend while the Bengals were playing, of course, that former Bengals star Bob Trumpy reportedly passed away at the age of 80. So I didn't know anything about this Bob Trumpy until I started looking into it a little bit. Apparently he was a legendary tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals back in his day, as well as a legendary broadcaster. But just notice right off the bat, right, in Pythagorean gematria, Cincinnati, Ohio equals 80. And of course, he perished at the age of 80. And I mean, besides the obvious, right, the last name Trumpy, Trump, we're in the time of Donald Trump in his second term, etc. But take a look at this, you guys. I actually posted this on my Instagram earlier today, so you guys can go back and check that out as well. I know this looks busy, but it's really simple. So just notice that Bob Trumpy, he died exactly 163 days after the Cincinnati Bengals founding date, which was May 23rd. This is the organization that Bob Trumpy spent his entire career with. So that matters because 163 is the 38th prime number. It's a huge number associated with death, where words like death, RIP, murder, and killing all equal 38 in the base ciphers of gematria. But also, when you think of the Bengals now, who do you think of? Joe Burrow, right, who's injured right now with the toe injury. But besides the point, you know, when you think about Trump, who lost to Joe Biden, right, the first time around, Joe Burrow, Joe Biden, etc., just notice that his reported death, Robert, or Bob Trumpy, that is, he also reportedly died exactly 38 days from Joe Burrow's birthday. So you have a double overlap with the 38s, with the founding date of the Bengals, as well as the superstar for the Bengals currently. So I just blew up this image here a little bit with the date measurements. Next, we're going to talk about the number 84 really quick. Big Jesuit number, as we know. But just notice that Robert equals 84, so does United States of America. And once again, we're talking about Robert Trump. We're talking about Donald Trump. Well, did you guys know that Donald Trump had a brother named Robert? I'm sure some of you guys recall this. He died back in 2020. But yeah, what are the odds of that? We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about Robert Trumpy. Of course, Donald Trump had a brother named Robert. So Robert Trump and Robert Trumpy, right? Well, take a look at this. When we look at Donald Trump's brother, Robert, and we measure from the reported death of Robert Trumpy, well, sure enough, boom, 68 days later. So Robert Trumpy died 68 days after Robert Trump's birthday. Robert Trump equals 68. So does Donald J. Trump. So does Donald John Trump, right? Both in the Pythagorean ciphers, front and back. Also notice, too, that when you measure from Donald Trump's birthday, right, born on Flag Day, of course, you measure from the reported death of Robert Trumpy to Donald Trump's next birthday, it's exactly 32 weeks on the nose, not a day to spare. Words like NFL, America, and Trumpy all equal 32. Think about Cooper Flagg, right? And how he wears number, I think, what does he wear? 2 now? Or 32? 32? Yeah. He wore 32 in high school as well. Flagg, right? Keeping it moving here, just a couple more slides, you guys. Staying on the topic of Donald Trump and Robert Trumpy. Well, notice that Robert Trumpy was also born in the year 45, kind of like how Donald Trump became number 45. And Robert Trumpy's Bengals ends up losing the same day as his reported death, where the Bears scored 47 points, right? Trump was first number 45, then he became number 47. Trump equals 47. Yeah, good one, Adam. Yep, I didn't add that one in here, but yep, from Trump's birthday to his death, 20 weeks in one day. That infamous 201 number, hence why Inauguration Day is always on January 20th, right? The date written 20/1. So we talked about the year of his birth, 45. Trump became number 45. His Bengals lose to the Bears, where the Bears scored 47 points. But notice too that the Bengals, with that loss, they dropped to 3-6, which is really fitting because this is the same date that Bob Trumpy reportedly died, right? Well, he was born on March 6th, the date written 3/6, and the Bengals dropped to 3-6 with the loss, right? Not to mention that Bears equals 36. And lastly, just notice the amount of points that the Bengals scored in the loss. 42. Kind of like Bob Trumpy equals 42. So Bob Trumpy equals 42, loses to the Bears with 47 points. See what I'm saying? 201 is the 63rd semi-prime. I don't know what a semi-prime is. What is that? Learn something new every day, I guess. But yeah, look at that. Kept it under 10 minutes, you guys. So to recap, he died at 80, right? Legendary in Cincinnati, Ohio, which equals 80. He died 163 days after the founding date of the Cincinnati Bengals, the 38th prime. It was also 38 days before Joe Burrow's next birthday. Big number with regards to death, RIP, murder, and killing. He wore number 84, kind of like how United States of America equals 84, just like his first name, Robert. Trump had a brother named Robert. Of course he did. We're talking about Robert Trumpy and Robert Trump. Trumpy died 68 days after Robert Trump's birthday, just like how Robert Trump, Donald J. Trump equals 68, 32 weeks exactly before Donald Trump's next birthday. America, NFL, and Trumpy all 32. Trumpy born in the year 45. Trump became 45. Bengals dropped to 3-6 with the loss. Trumpy born on 3/6. And Bob Trumpy also equals 42, where the Bengals dropped to 3-6, scoring 42 points. So anyways, yep, that's it for now. I know it's been a minute since I've been putting out as many videos. Things have just been crazy over here lately. So I appreciate your guys' patience, but always got time for eye to eye with Cody and Rambo tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with me for a brief stint. And we'll see you guys later tonight on Eye to Eye with AJ, Cody, and Rambo. Other than that, let me check in on the comments. Adam says when two prime numbers are in the semi-prime number with one also in the number. I'm still not getting it. I'll have to look into it though. You know, all these different types of numbers are important. Yeah, good point, Wes, about Dick Cheney. That's one of the newest deaths in the news. I think Dick Cheney's daughter's full name is 9/11 semi-primes. Yeah. I appreciate that, Wes. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to pop in really quick. Have a look at the latest, obviously sports related, so I had to get this out. But yeah, without further ado, we'll wrap it up. Really appreciate you guys, and we will see you later tonight. Peace.